What is up, guys? Zan from the Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be going over a mini scheme out of the San Francisco 49ers gun split close. But before we get into the video, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you guys take the time to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the uploads coming your way here on the Zan Madden YouTube channel. If you guys want to take your game to the next level in Madden 21, check out my strategy site, gridirongameplans.gg. Gridiron Game Plans is your one-stop source for all things competitive Madden. Every week in our Vault update, we take a look at the meta, or the most effective tactics available in competitive Madden, breaking down how and why the pros do what they do, and most importantly, how you guys can counter those metas. That way you guys are equipped to use it or abuse it when you face it in online head-to-head gameplay. On top of that, your subscription also includes any and every offensive and defensive game plan released on the website while your subscription is active. In fact, this week, I'm going to be dropping my Pittsburgh Steelers offensive game plan, something I am very excited to release. I've gone back to my roots, going under center with a great passing offense, quick passing, going to be able to bomb every coverage, beat man coverage with ease. I think it's a very, very fun offense. One of the more exciting offenses that I've been able to run this year, and it's giving a lot of players a lot of problems, so definitely check it out on the website. Otherwise, let's get into today's video. We're going to be talking about the San Francisco 49ers playbook, and we're going to be running the gun split close with a small change. We're actually going to take one of the three receivers off the field, and we're going to put in a tight end. So what this is going to do is this is going to allow us to have two running backs, two receivers, and a tight end. That's referred to as pro personnel. And with this particular playbook, you'll notice that the Niners have strong close. They've also got the I-form close as well to audible down into, which is really, really nice. Gives you a little blend of some shotgun and some under center compression with the same personnel. And we're going to focus primarily on the split close today. So the two plays that really stand out to me that you guys are going to want to run are going to be the plays wide receiver corner, halfback wheel, and then of course the fullback inside power O combo with your two running backs. So I would go ahead and set those as audibles. You could come out in one of the run plays if you wished, and you're going to go ahead and set halfback wheel and of course the play wide receiver corner as your audibles. And what we're going to do here is we're going to break down kind of a little bit of a mini scheme, if you will, that's going to allow you to really get down and dirty throwing the ball with the option to kind of audible down into your strong close, I-form close. We're going to use a lot of motion, which is going to make it very, very tough on your opponents to determine whether or not the motion is used for running the ball or if it's used to kind of flood zone or cause man swaps. So the play that I think stands out to me most importantly is going to be wide receiver corner. I think this is a great freestyle play. I would recommend having a hot route master quarterback for this offense, somebody that gets, potentially the pass lead or set feet lead abilities to give extra velocity. I think that's really, really going to help here. And of course, this offense is going to revolve around the ability to dump it down to the running back, one or the other. I think the angle route in Madden is one of the better routes in the game. Obviously, it beats man coverage, and zone coverage, especially at linebacker, drops back. You can check it down underneath for quick passing. It's a good blitz beater. Kind of goes without saying. So let's go ahead and start it off here. We're gonna kind of look at the play X drag. I think this is a good man beater, something I would come out in as your base play. And the reason that I like this play is because you have the ability to effectively beat man coverage with a variety of routes. So what we're going to do here is I'll just start off in your traditional like cover one style. And what I would kind of do with this is I would set up the the running back rather, on an option route. And then in terms of what you're going to do with the other routes on the field, I would probably go with, an angle route to the other one. And then we all know that the stop and go route is one of the better man beating routes in the game. You could smart route it down to, potentially roast man coverage. Now, you can go ahead and move your tight end around the formation. If you want to use the stop and go route, you're going to want, receivers that are a little bit more agile, better change of direction, better route running in general. But you do have the ability to beat man coverage with nearly all these routes: the drag, the option route to Jones, the angle route to McCoy, the double move route to Howard, and of course that kind of out route looking route to Godwin, those are all really, really good routes. You're going to be able to beat, you know, any one of those 5 guys can beat man-to-man. So you're going to see right here, we'll kind of show you the ball here. You can kind of definitely see how, you know, this works. So you see right there, we'll go ahead and look at all 5 routes. I do like this route combination. I think man coverage this year is more or less about freestyling. I don't think you really have one particular route combo that you could just go to over and over and over. But as you kind of take a look here, you can see that you've got the drag right here to Evans. That's got separation on his man. You've got the outcut to Jones, which if you have a speed advantage at running back, this is a route you could throw, especially if they have the backfield master. You've got, of course, the angle route. If you look at McCoy as he breaks over the middle here, you can see that he's able to win over the middle. And then, of course, the route that we threw to, which was this deeper outbreaking route. This is really, really good because with man coverage, typically speaking, your purple zone is going to be out in this area of the field where the grass is. You can see where we're throwing the ball right here. This is something that you could throw pretty consistently against man. And then, of course, you always have the opportunity for your double move route to potentially bust open as well. It just, you know, it comes down to a little bit of randomness, but if they don't have a deep half over the top and the double move wins, you're going to be able to throw that over the top. So, I mean, you can kind of see how OJ Howard right there, if we put better lob on that, which Brady has the pass lead ability, so it's a little bit tougher to throw touch on it. You can see that those double moves do win against man-to-man. So again, you can kind of see here how this play works. I really do like this. If you want to, you know, you could go ahead and motion your double move to the other side, you know, potentially give yourself a route that can work to the other side of the field. You can see again, I mean, just how easy this play beats man-to-man coverage. Be able to beat that. So that's kind of a freestyle play. Again, you're going to basically just, you know, mix up your reads. It puts them in a spot where all 5 routes can win. And of course, you know, with Jones, you would definitely want a receiving back archetype. I'd probably go with 2 receiving back archetypes on this particular play, just because beating man with your running back is really, really important. Now, again, guys, we talked about how important it is to be able to audible down. You see that we can get into, you know, the strong close very, very quickly. How quickly we can audible down and run the ball. This is kind of that impact that you get here with that play. So, and then obviously, you know, you have the ability to run the fullback inside. We just showed you the motion with the man coverage. Obviously, if they're playing man, you wouldn't want to motion an extra guy over to the side you're running to. But if they're playing zone, you get, you know, the ability to run the inside zone out of this, which is really nice. I think that's one of the benefits of calling the Niners split close over some of the other split closes in the game, is just this ability to run the ball with the other running back. A lot of players don't expect that. The one thing I would say about this particular formation is, unfortunately, you can't just flip it because the running backs switch sides. One of the downfalls to this formation over you know, some of the other ones. But again, like, you know, your route combinations on this are basically the same. You just flip them, and, you know, you can still beat man the other direction as well, pretty easily. So, I mean, you see right here how this works. And again, having the tight end on the field is not the end of the world. I mean, if you have like a guy like Waller, that's something you can pretty easily beat man with. Okay, so now let's go ahead and move the ball. We're actually going to go and start talking about zone. I don't think you really have to worry about zone from a standpoint of remembering formulas. I think that this formation is always one of the better zone flooding formations in the game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and we'll start off. Again, we'll just kind of come out, and just to save the audibles, I'm going to come out in halfback wheel. And then what I'm going to do on defense is I'm going to go over to play type. I'm going to go zone and choose random zone. All right, so let's start off with, you know, obviously some of the, you know, some of the route combos that I would recommend using. I think that halfback wheel is one of the better plays for beating zone in the game, just because you have that steep corner that you can smart route down. A lot of players love to do this. One thing that I would recommend doing with this is maybe going to kind of some bunch style route combinations. We all know how you have the ability to motion a running back up. I mean, this basically creates bunch on the backside. You could go with a simple street corner flat combination, you know, hit your backside running back, gives you a high-low on the backside with the post and the curl on the backside. But again, I mean, it's all simple flooding combinations. So you see here how, you know, Y, for instance, you know, you throw that ball, obviously check it down quickly Certain coverages are going to cover the corner route better than others. For instance, like cover 3, that's always one that is solid anyways at defending that. I mean, you see right here, this backside post, depending on what type of zone coverage you're going to face. I mean, this has always been one of the more problematic formations for zone coverage to beat. So I really don't anticipate you guys having too much problem beating man-to-man, or I'm sorry, zone coverage. And you see right here, this rollout corner. I mean, that's really easy against cover 2. Right there, got swatted by JPP. But again, you can kind of see here, this is one that that I would recommend you go to. Again, the street corner flat combo with a backside high-low, in the seam. I mean, you see right here, bang, you throw that post right there. They have to use the backside on that. And then of course you got the deep corner route that gets open to the wide side of the field. So again, you're probably going to want your twins to the wide side of the field when you run this. Kind of see how, again, you're going to be able to throw that ball, down and underneath. Hopefully you don't get a rack catch or a possession catch bug where the guy just whiffs on his catch, but you see how you can fit that throw in pretty easily against zone. This is a really simple one. This could be a bread and butter. You don't even have to necessarily motion that guy out if you don't want to all the time. Here's an example of cover 2. I mean, you just kind of see here how cover 2 can't guard this. This is going to be something you're going to throw all game long. You see that Brady obviously has the extra pass lead ability, and then he's got the hot route master. Those are the 2 things I would definitely recommend in this. So this is halfback wheel. I mean, nothing too crazy in terms of how I would run this, but another thing that you can definitely do with this particular formation is go with some kind of flooding concepts with motion. And one thing that you could do is put your slot receiver on put him on a corner route, and then kind of motion him to the other side. Again, kind of going in line with it. Is this a run blocking motion, or is this just a route combination motion? You can kind of see here how you get the high-low reads on the short side of the field. Again, just kind of a motion you use to keep them honest and flood to the backside. A lot of players are going to flood their zones to the wide side of the field, but I just kind of wanted to go through that route progression right there and throw it away, just kind of show you how it is. So you see right here, when this ball's snapped, clearly you have some zone. You check it down to the flat very easily. This is a free 7 yards. You're looking for the flood to the short side of the field right here. They actually had a lot of zones on the backside. So you dump it down right here. You've got this dig that breaks in. You see to 80 right here. So you got the middle of the field on the backside open. Just basically flipping the area of the field that you're flooding from wide to short side of the field. And that's just something you could do with the hot route master. You don't necessarily have to call a play for that. You see right here, this is just a simple little route combination that you can use. Just going to motion this guy back across, and you're looking to, you're just looking to flood. You see right here, check it down. Y is open, right bumper was open, B was open. Pretty easy backside flood right there. You could do similar things, flooding with this C route play. We talked about wide receiver corner. This is another really, really nice play. With wide receiver corner, one thing that I think you could do is go ahead and curl the Y receiver. Again, you have a similar high-low on the backside that you would do with the play halfback wheel, kind of similar to what we were doing here when we were doing, street corner flat, for instance. When we were doing this route combination, you see that you got a skinny post and a curl on the backside. With the play wide receiver corner, you're really changing your front side play or your front side read. One thing I would probably do on this is go with the motion of the B receiver to the outside, because what you end up with is you can snap it, you get kind of an inside release, and then you have this low ball potential right there in that pocket against zone. That's something that's been pretty popular. If you guys know the motioned C route from Bunch, Pat Sale a few years back, kind of that type of deal in terms of how you're flooding zone. One thing you can also do is go with it's kind of like a super screen. It's not going to work against all zones, but you flat the A receiver, and that's going to allow you to kind of throw the ball like out here and follow a lead blocker. You see how that kind of works against some zones. Again, it depends on how tight they're playing underneath. If they're playing hard flats, that might be something that you struggle to throw. It's just going to depend on what they do with the coverage. So again, I'll kind of show you how you do that. So you've got A on a flat, and then you motion the C route to the outside, and then you're kind of looking to see if you could dump it down. If not, Obviously Y on the backside right there was open because it was a match style coverage, but you know, you see that you got the option to throw kind of a little super screen out there in the flat if the opportunity presents itself. So again, here, like, kind of see right there, they didn't block it because the guy was too close underneath. But you know, if they're playing one zone out there in the flat, not two or three, that's something you could definitely do. Another one that's really nice is show you the receiver that is on the B side, the outside, not the inside, doing the similar motion that we did with, again, kind of show you. You could go with basically a post. Basically, you run a post in a corner, but this corner route is going to basically motion back across. So again, you're getting kind of a flooding combination. See here how, again, you just kind of dump this down the flat. You know, that's the high-lowing zone is all the game is about. It's just flooding. One that is kind of decent that I do like is a motion of the receiver that is on the fade in this play. And it's going to allow you to effectively run kind of like a high-low read with this C route. So you put him on a drag, and then you're going to curl Y, motion this guy back across the formation. You're just going to get some action going back to the wide side. So you see how that opens up the drag. You got a high-low between A and B on the backside. We'll go ahead and do that again here just to kind of show you. You're using the flat by the running back to space the field for the motioned receiver. So again, here's wide receiver corner. You kind of drag the A, and you see how we're widening the horizontal area of the field with McCoy. Going to take the zones out to the sideline, and then that's going to allow the backside crosser to fill in behind, and then you've got a high-low with Howard. So you see right here, right bumper, and then you can kind of see right there, you can throw that little C route to the tight end as he cuts back out as well. So kind of changing where you're flooding, you know, you don't always want to flood the side that you're motioning to. Sometimes you want to flood and have that motion go back to the side of the field that you're motioning from. Basically what you're seeing with this is that there's a ton of potential for you to basically be able to you know, just kind of mix up what you're doing. You know, a lot of these motions, again, you know, anytime you get into the habit of motion, you mix in an occasional inside zone, you know, keep them thinking, oh, you know, are they gonna run, you know, a passing play, or is this going to be something they're running? Making sure that they have to worry about the run at all times is very, very important with this. And of course, it goes without saying, like, you have the power O as well. Of course, you have to have the numbers advantage, but you know, pay attention to your numbers. You've got the option to run the ball with either running back, which is a little bit different than the average split close, which is really, really nice. You know, in general, this is kind of you know, just a freestyle offense. You know, I think that as you go in and you take a look at some of the things that you know, you could do with this, there's a lot of spacing of the field that you can do in this. Another thing you could do, I mean, honestly, short yardage scenarios, don't be afraid to go to the play. I think it's called scat. Yeah, scat. Scat is a really, really nice zone coverage beater. I think that you could just honestly quick snap it. You see how it spaces the field? This is a great short yardage scenario because they have to choose one curl or the other. You know, and you could go ahead and put, you know, a deeper curl on the field behind that, even if you want. Gives you kind of some high-low options. You see right there, you know, obviously if we didn't get throw out a sack animation, we had the ball to Evans. You know, sometimes if you get man coverage, it'll sit right behind him, which is not, you know, the end of the world. You know, you could go with another thing that you could do, especially down in the red zone. You motion this curl out. That gives you a curl flat to the wide side of the field. You know, again, you kind of see here, spotting up underneath against zone, just numbers advantage, multiple curls. You know, just putting more underneath routes than underneath zones are on the field is really important. So kind of see here how this works. You know, motion that guy to the outside. See how that flat to the running back pulls that guy out to the sideline. I'm just trying to go off the top of my head. I mean, this is just very basic high-lowing. I mean, you know, creating motion to, you know, cause man switching. You know, if we go back into the man coverage, let me just go and choose that play that we were freestyling out of again. And then that play is called X drag. And if I were to go play type and just go man coverage, again, like you've got the ability to change a lot about what I mean, you get into the hot route master, we all know crossers are good. It's just, it's basically about using motion to cause switches and gain leverage advantage. So, you might one down decide that you want to go with, a post or something, or the next down you might, use the smart routed. And this is why I'm saying that I think that this is really important, is that you have the ability to cause man switching, and you just see how big that route is in particular. That kind of square, that rounded off out route is really, really nice. Motioning and changing the man swapping, especially if they're playing man align or guys are trailing, is always big because you want to be able to free them up with that motion release. Another play that's really good against man coverage is to play double ends. I think double ends is fantastic because it's basically the same route that we had to the B receivers. That route this receiver, Godwin, that route kind of broke to the inside, went up the seam, and then broke to the outside. This is the inverse to Howard. So, this is a route that will break to the outside and then break down over the middle. Now, obviously, you don't want to throw it straight to a hook curl if there's one over the middle. I just chose random man. But in terms of how this route beats man coverage, it's really, really nice. So, you might go ahead and maybe do some of this, where you kind of have some drags underneath, and you kind of see right here how that route, again, if you have route running at that spot, you don't necessarily have to throw it to the tight end there. That route gains inside position pretty consistently against man-to-man. And you kind of see, right, just low ball it. Obviously, again, if there's no hook curl there, you can throw a rat catch. But, that's a route that you're going to be able to pretty consistently low ball as long as there's no hook zone. So, again, you kind of see here how that works. As soon as it breaks to the inside, just throw a low ball. And that pass lead ability is going to get you there. Again, guys, being able to audible down, always super, super important. The ability to audible down into, if they come out in some of these formations, like you see right here, like a big dime 1-4-6 type defense, being able to run the ball on a weak box is always important when you have two running backs on the field. So if they get stuck in defending you out of big dime 1-4-6, definitely hit that. The other thing is, double A gap is becoming a meta very, very quickly. A lot of people are blitzing again. So, if you can run these inside zones and you see how well that'll do against that double A gap as well. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it here. Obviously, this was kind of me speeding through a formation, kind of showing you a variety of different, beaters that beat man and zone, not necessarily getting down into, oh, hey, they're in cover 2. This is how you beat it. More or less just, hey, this is a scheme. You're using these motions. You're using these man swapping techniques with the motion. You can, lead block on the run, and then just having a variety of zone beaters in general that, you could use the same route combination in flood, cover 2, cover 3, and cover 4. Kind of gives you an idea of the type of detail. And of course, I go into far more detail on the website, gridirongameplans.gg. Again, guys, my Pittsburgh Steelers offense is coming out this week, hopefully later this week on the website, in addition to everything else on the website, the Washington football offense, the 4-6 defense, and of course, I think we're up to like 14 vault updates where we update every single week, keeping you on top of what players are doing. So that is going to be something that's all included in your membership on the website. If you guys are interested, the link is below in the description. Make sure you guys like this video, comment, any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, drop those below. We'll see you guys with our next video. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.